Welcome to Coach Soul, the podcast where we explore therapeutic ways to the best versions of ourselves. I'm your host, Steve Hudgins. I'm a licensed professional counselor dedicated to helping you navigate life's challenges. In each uplifting episode, we'll discuss mental health, relationships, self-care, emotional well-being, and personal growth. Join me and with my co-host, Kenya Whaley, a therapeutic life coach, where sometimes we'll even welcome special guests to our show that share their experience and expertise. So let's embark on this transformative path together and discover a healthier and happier you.
Happy Valentine's Day, Kenya.
Oh, I love Valentine's. I love Valentine's. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. In Brazil, we don't have Valentine's. We have what is called the boyfriend-girlfriend day, Dia dos Namorados, and it's specifically for your intimate relationship. And I remember coming here, a good 25 years ago now, and it was so fun to celebrate with family, with friends, with the colleagues and school and teachers, and just it's a day to say I love you and I care for you and will you be mine? And it's just so sweet. Yes.
Well, aren't customs a little different from where where you originated from? Don't they have like chaperones and things like that they have to make sure that you're not crossing the lines?
I don't think it's cultural. I believe it's the era. When I was growing up, chaperones all the time. Right now, it's kind of cray-cray.
Okay.
The lines
times change.
Exactly. The lines and the boundaries have been very fluid according with families, schools, culture, in the Latino culture completely. But the fun part of it is to know that now as a mother and somebody that has a loved one and has beautiful friends like yourself, I can go in every spectrum and really celebrate every nugget of what Valentine is. We were speaking off mic, Steve, that this is the first Valentine's that my big kid has somebody special, and they don't have labels, but I know it's so meaningful for him, So it's fun to watch our kids grow and to discover what love is for them right now, which we both know that's going to evolve a ton.
Oh, for sure. I remember
as you experience life.
Well, my dad was stationed in Rapid City, South Dakota. And I was there for 4 years during my middle school years. And I remember going, I played drums. Imagine that. I can carry a beat, and so I had tripped running towards the band room and I fell and I was in the band room and a girl named Crystal, I'll never forget. We were like in the 6th grade, 7th grade, I think, somewhere in there. And she comes up to me and says, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I just kind of bruised my ego. How about if I kiss you and make it better?"
Ooh.
That was my first kiss.
Aww.
And from there, it's like, what do you do? Okay, boyfriend, girlfriend from here? She goes, "I've always liked you." Okay. And so that was my Valentine's, first time ever of having somebody of the opposite sex encounter. And you get the butterflies, you get all this going. And what's interesting, as we grow, we expect the butterflies and the energy and things. And so just this week, I had a client that spoke to me and says, "I've been married to him for 5 years and I just don't have the butterflies anymore." And I said, just because we don't have butterflies doesn't mean that love is still there.
There we go.
And so to me, love is a choice in action. It's, we give and receive.
Beautiful. I love what what you said. I want to include all our listeners right now to listen attentively. First of all, happy Valentine's. Thank you for listening to Coached Soul. Thank you for being in this journey with us. If you don't hear this from anyone else, let's do it, Steve. We love you. I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for spreading the message, and thank you for being you. So, I've been married for 20 years this year. So I'm counting the minutes to say 20. So 19 years, 20 will be in October. And I can tell you, Steve, love goes through so much cyclic ups and downs, like a roller coaster for real. And the evidence of love, I don't search it in my passion, but I thought it was. Especially in the Latino cultures, like if you don't have the fireworks and all the things, you might not have the love. That's not true, y'all.
So that's where salsa dance came from.
Or samba, or all the above, right?
Right.
Yes, love is passion, yes, but it's also seeing each other in their essence. It's foundational, it's friendship, it's leaning on each other, it's raising a family. Knowing that I can slow down and that he will step in. Like, wow, I'm not going to take a moment to tell how crazy was my January with so many things about my mom and being in the hospital with her for a total of 21 days, between hospital and rehab center. I mean, I was out of the house a lot. And Jeremy gave me the greatest Christmas gift. He chose to record a voice memo of 6 minutes just telling me how much he saw me. And he went in every layer. Like, when I married you, yes, you're beautiful. Yes, your heart. Yes, your hair. And I never imagined that you would be the person that ding, ding, ding. And he went on, and it was so beautiful. And never have I ever received a more minimal Christmas gift or birthday gift. And I told him, you know what, honey, you just saved our marriage. Not that our marriage was in trouble, but I made myself this promise because it was that deep. I received that audio when I was in the hospital with my mom in Christmas Day. So I told him, I made myself a promise that anytime I hear the voice of, I'm not sure if it's going to be married forever, because sometimes the bird comes. Sometimes idea comes. Sometimes the passion is not there. Sometimes I made myself a promise that I need to listen to this and see if by the end of the message, if I still have the thought. Dear listeners, if you've been married for any amount of time, there's a letter, there's a card, there's something that you have around. There's a picture. There's evidence of the essence of the love that brought you together, that you saw that person and that person saw you. So today, my invitation for those of us that have been married or is in a long relationship or any amount of relationship, my invitation is for you to offer seeing that person the way you want to be seen. Yes, butterfly kisses, red and roses and chocolates and all the things romantic. Please do all the above. Whatever floats your boat, whatever floats her boat, whatever floats his boat. But there is a foundational essence of building forever on a breath basis. I'll say it again. There's a foundation about building forever on a breath basis, minute basis, daily basis that is come down to the core of being seen in your essence. That you say, that person sees me and I see him and I see her.
It's interesting about being seen. I'm going on, it's 2025? It's 8 years that I've been single. Have I dated? I have, but I took a sabbatical so that I can focus on my doctoral degree, which hopefully by March or April that I will be Dr. Steve, and we'll just change the podcast to Dr. Steve with Kenya. Kenya, the very you bring the flair to the show. I'll give you that. So there's my Valentine's gift to you. You bring the flair.
I receive it.
Good. Because when I think about taking sabbatical, we operate out of love in the way we grew up in attachment. And in my upcoming book, hopefully to be published this year on blended families, I've learned so much in this research of how much we attach to people based upon what's been given to us.
Correct.
And I noticed how my anxious attachment disorder disrupted relationships that I had. Not to say that I was not a good guy. I'm just saying that it caused some issues, and sometimes fear of rejection and abandonment got in the way. Now that I've been 8 years soberly single, if you want to put it that way, I look at it from a different perspective. I don't have to have anybody. And I believe you have to see yourself first before you can see others. And
100%.
When I think about, in church, the people, ministers talk about Jesus teaching the apostles to serve when he was washing his feet. No, feet is very intimate. He was at their feet in submission. And to me, he was teaching them how to love in their service. And that's part of giving and love, is learning how to serve that other person without expecting anything back in return. And here we are on Valentine's Day, and how much is it so much commercialism, that we forget to be seen and say, let's go do something. And sometimes
meaningful, sweet, anything
right,
that creates connection. And thank you for using those words. Those are very much my words. Being seen is everything. And I want to highlight what you just said about seeing yourself first. There's no way that Jeremy would have stepped up being in my world, being in my life for 20 years, because we dated for 6 months, y'all. It's for another day. For another day. Not right now. I don't recommend, but it is our story. I became that person that I enjoy my company. I'm a complete extrovert. I love people. I'm a sparkly party flair, all the above. And wow, I love being by myself. I love my own company. I'm not just okay, but I need the silence. I've grown into this person that stillness is as nourishment as a gorgeous glass of water, or my favorite rice and beans, being from Brazil. Like it nourishes me. Stillness nourishes me, and my connection to God and my connection with my heart. So I've done so many exercises, and I want to share this with our people because I really like giving this gift to our listeners. If today's Valentine and you don't have a special one in your life, I want you to know that you can be that special one for yourself. I invite you to be that special one to yourself. This is not wood. This is not a consolation prize. This is your entire prize, because once you see yourself and you're in bed in the knowing of who you are, and you treasure who you are, now you're literally sending that vibe. That vibe is not just a slang, it's that vibration of, you know what? I'm one with God. I am beautiful and wonderfully made. I'm loved. I'm a great person. I'm fun. Yes, I have all this stuff over here. Everybody has, and it's okay, because that stuff over here is what keeps us in the journey, right? It's not supposed to be perfect in every level. There's no such thing. But please see yourself in your light today. Be so kind to yourself. There's a mirror exercise that we talked to our listeners about it. And I invite you to take a minute to do it today. Like, wow, I see you. And I love what I see. And I would do it this way. I would look in the mirror and I would say, Kenya, wow, I love you. I see you. And I love what I see. And I would say,
I was thinking that to truly love oneself is it's to embrace every flaw and celebrating every strength, because it is that profound acceptance that our highest potential and deepest joy can reside. And when I think about, we hype up Valentine's Day. We got to have somebody. I got to get a gift. Where do we take that pause and learn that our flaws don't define us? I think of the Japanese art. When I lived in Japan, a vase would be broken and they put it back together with pieces of gold to bend it together. I forgot the name of it, but it becomes more beautiful. And I think when we look at ourselves in that way, if we could take that we feel broken, but to me, Christ is that gold that cements us together as a whole. We are a whole. And what we're doing is wanting a whole. Not that we complete each other, but if we have a bigger picture of a whole, how much more is love to give and surround ourselves with?
So every place we have been, every place you have been is gold. I love the image. Every place you have been is gold. It's the making of you. It's the making of, it is the journey of you coming back home to whatever home is for you. Thank you for that image, Steve, because the vision here is that everything you need, you have already been given. What if everything, everyone that I need, that I want, that I desire have already been given to me, and I can already hear the voices, oh, but I don't have somebody right now, but I had a really bad breakup, you have no idea what you're saying, my parents, blah 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 blah, all the things. Oh honey, I do have some stories too, don't we all, Steve? Right? So off mic we were talking about childhood wounds that we see a lot of with our clients, how the behavior really comes from the traumas that was lived in childhood. That's a given. We all know that.
Right.
But then there is the relationship wounds, the breakup wounds. And I dare to say they're all the same, that the childhood wounds and the breakup wounds, the relationship wounds, is actually the same. I invite you to see that today, whether you are in a relationship or you're not, because you are choosing. And you're choosing the people that you have been invited in your life, whether you are conscious or unconscious, because somehow it has been home. Oh, that person is so abusive. Oh, how was your parents? Abusive. Okay, got it. You don't like it. It's hurtful, and you want to have your voice and your matter, but it's your comfort zone. So to untangle that, you got to be willing to see yourself as fresh. And it will feel complete. You will feel naked. You will feel uncomfortable. You say, no, I want to better. I want to have my voice. Got it. But now when you do, you don't know what to do with it because you always had somebody controlling you or telling you or da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So Valentine would be a great day to write those things down. Envision the person that you want to be with, the experience you want to have with, and how you get to behave How do you get to show up in your life in a way that is like what you seed, you receive. You seed what you sow, you harvest what you seed. So if I want to have a romantic evening with my husband, I will show up in my romantic dress, if you know what I'm saying. I really mean it.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to have a deeper relationship with Steve, I will cave some time to check on Steve. Hey, Steve, I know it's not our time to do our podcast, but you're my friend. Let's talk it out.
Mm-hmm.
How have you been? Tell me more. So how do I show up has a lot to do with how I'm seen and how I'm received. And if that person doesn't match your intention, let them go.
Mm-hmm.
Let them go.
That's the thing. It's fear that sets in that we want to grasp a hold of because we're going to miss out. And that is one thing that I've learned a long time ago when I had gone through my cancer, and thank God I'm now almost 8 years done. It's not coming back.
Yes,
due to the research says, and so I'm thankful for that. But when I think about that opportune time, I had a friend who said that sometimes when we enter a person's life, we are a season.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes not everybody that comes to me is a potential date or a girlfriend. Sometimes I'm there to support them. Sometimes they're there to support me, or both.
Correct.
But at the same time, it's about celebrating life because that person is in your life and there is a reason for it. We think, okay, I don't want to deal with that person, so I'm going to walk away. What do we resolve by walking away without understanding? It only hurts both people because we're not coming to an understanding. But I get that we need to be whole and true to ourselves. I'm not going to force a person into my life if they don't want to be there. Okay. Godspeed.
So I love what you said, and I got to go deeper into that because 10 times out of 10, Steve, dear listeners, how you finish a relationship of any kind, business relationship, how you finish, period, how you finish is the energy that you're going to start. So make sure that when you end, but you don't understand, I really wanted us to end in a good note, but that person, blah, 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 blah. Great. Then you do the energetic work to untangle in the relationship so that you are in neutral for the next person. And it's kind of what you've done subconsciously or consciously, taking the sabbatical for 8 years, Steve. That at least that's the way I witness you. There was a lot of crunching in there about opening your heart or going deeper or trusting and opening up space so that person would take space and vice versa. And I love that awareness because it's the only way to build something solid that could be fresh, or else here's the other way to build. Or else your copying and paste from the past is going to happen again.
Right.
If you didn't clear, if you didn't learn, if you didn't reset your own energies, I'm not telling you she this or he that. No. Ideally, we would, when things don't work, thank you for the lessons. I bless you your way. I see you in heaven. Whatever.
There's one caveat that I want to.
It's not like that. Sometimes it's not like that. It's very crunchy.
It is crunchy, and I did date, for a couple of people in between, but at the same time, I decided I need a sabbatical just to relook at things because, one of the things I want to caution our listeners about is oftentimes we can get into perfectionism and create this ideal person in our head that this is what we're looking for. And oftentimes we walk away because there's one little thing that didn't set well with us, but it wouldn't been anything that would jeopardize the entire relationship. Mm-hmm. And so in this reboot of me, I've learned to go with the flow. The only thing that I deal with is I look at it that love is GPS. Mm-hmm. I can drive here to California without a GPS, but it's going to take me longer than it should. But a GPS in my relationship is, number one, is I want to be able to pray openly with this one person in my life because it creates a deeper, intimate relationship. Number two is that she is focused on God first. Not me, not her kids, but God first. And that's what I'm looking for. That's it. Because I believe that when God is first in a relationship, everything falls into place. Why? Because we don't have to fear. Because their heart is aligned with God. My heart is aligned with God. And together we create this alignment where Ecclesiastes says, where three cords are bound together, it cannot be broken. So finish this away. We get about 3 minutes.
I feel so blessed with the opportunity to speak to our community, that people that want the next level. Mm-hmm. The next level is not out there. The next level love, the next level wealth, the next level health. The next level is you getting into the core of you and say, wow, I'm not just lovable, but I am love itself. I am designed from the heart of God. I have the breath of Yahweh. I was looking at your Facebook intro, the breath of Yahweh. How beautiful is that? Because we are. And let me tell you what breath is spirit. We have the Holy Spirit. You are here because God wanted you to experience this life. And I continue, this abundant life. So today on Valentine's Day, please sit back and be intentional about how can you love yourself so good. If you have someone, love yourself, love them, express, please give love away. And I am just shaking my hand as I'm saying that. Do not save love. Do not save your breath. Do not save your words. This can be the last day of anyone. This can be the last Valentine of anyone. Or this can be the first, like my sweet boy. I don't know. I don't know where you're at, but what I know is that you have been given one more day. You have been given one more Valentine. Make it count.
Let love be unconditional love. There is no room to hold a grievance.
No. There is no love if it's not unconditional. The only love there is the love that flows and gives. And if you feel any resistance, if you feel any ick to filter, I'm not going to say everything. I'm not going to express everything. I don't know if this is going to... Just do it. Just be. Just be the one that goes the extra mile and love deeply, love wide, and love authentically.
Thank you for saying that word, because love is authentic and we need to be authentic. And so happy Valentine's Day. May you be blessed and may you be feeling love. So with much joy, take care and God bless.
I love you so much.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode on Coach Soul. As we wrap up, we want to remind our listeners of a few key points. This podcast is for informational purposes only and does not substitute professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. The content shared here is based on professional opinion but may not apply to everyone's situation. Always consult with a qualified healthcare provider before making changes to your mental health care. If you're in a crisis, please seek immediate professional help or contact a crisis hotline. Listening to this podcast does not create a therapist-client relationship. For personal advice, please consult with your licensed mental health professional in your area. Remember, your mental health journey is unique. While we hope this information is helpful, it is crucial to work directly with the qualified personnel for your specific needs. Thank you again for tuning in to Coach Soul, and we'll see you next time.